What's up guys, Readiness Rations here with you again. It's been a little while since we've reviewed one of these, but today we're doing a standard plain Jane US MRE, and today's particular menu is a modern day classic, menu number 18, Beef Ravioli in meat sauce. The kind of menu that would have an Italian person rolling in their grave by calling this ravioli. This menu has been an MRE staple for most of my life at this point. Beef ravioli initially debuted in 1997 at menu number 17. It maintained that spot until 2001 when it was changed to menu number 3, and it kept that menu number 3 spot until being moved to menu number 18 in 2012. And even now, the menu is still around, going strong, well in excess of 20 years later. Now, I have not had the pleasure of having a beef ravioli MRE since about 2009. This particular example that we'll be taking a look at today was packed by Warneck in 2015, so even this menu has a good deal of age on it at this point. Let's cut this thing open and see what it contains. I'll be opening that today with my Bear & Sons Balsong, one of my favorite knives with a ridiculously sharp edge. This retort feels very hard, and that is our beef ravioli, production date 313th day of 2015. It's very brick-like. The unfortunate white wheat snack bread, trans fat free, coming in at 190 calories. Accessory package, which we will dig into in just a moment. A toaster pastry, frosted brown sugar, cinnamon, feels like a single pack. These are always welcome. Beef snack strip, only 60 calories, but packing 8 grams of protein. Those macros are pretty hard to beat. Oh boy, now I'm getting excited. Cheese spread with jalapenos, 1.5 ounces, as it should be. That's certainly gonna bump the flavor department up on this menu. A beverage-based powder tropical punch, flameless ration heater, MRE spoon, hot beverage bag, our sleeve for the main, beef ravioli and meat sauce. That is 340 calories with almost 1,100 milligrams of sodium, 48 grams of carbohydrates, and 16 grams of protein. And lastly, a 2-ounce package of cranberries sliced, 47 grams of carbs on that with 41 grams of sugar. This is a super carb-heavy menu. Most of them are. Now let's explore this accessory package. That was an accessory package CHS, which comes with packet of Tabasco, peppermint chewing gum, an Enjoy brand 0-calorie sweetener, coffee instant type 3 freeze-dried, creamer, non-dairy dry, moist towelette, iodized salt, and lastly, our good old Lighthouse toilet paper. I haven't had very good luck with these FRHs from 2015, but I am going to give this one a shot simply because I'm feeling too lazy to go put a pot of water on to boil. So we'll slide our entree down in there, water to the fill line, attempt to distribute that water all along the heating pad, tuck it into our sleeve, fold over the end, set that aside, and let's get everything else plated up. Our FRH is doing literally nothing, so I'm gonna do my best to try to kickstart it by adding some salt to it. It works better to add salt water, but every now and then adding some salt to this will help it out. And as we give that a chance to do its thing, we're gonna keep moving right along. I'm pretty surprised by the sheer amount of food in this ration. It has a lot of side items, and I'm certainly okay with that. This is actually an evening review as opposed to my more normal afternoon or morning review. So at this time, I'm not going to partake in a coffee, but we might end up doing something with that before the end of the video. I am going to mix up our beverage-based powder tropical punch. It's been more than a year since I've inspected a ration from this 2015 case, so I'm a little bit curious to see how everything is holding up. This beverage-based powder looks absolutely perfect. The unforgetful aroma of super artificial, generic, fruity red beverage. That's actually really, really chunky. FRH is still feeling like a dud. Let's tear into this beef snack strip. Double packed Bulls brand beef jerky. Greasy, but smells really nice. Next, our white wheat snack bread. Let's do not eat the do not eat. And that appears to be perfectly preserved. Next, our toaster pastry, double package as well. Look at that, it is a single pack Pop-Tart that was packaged in 2014. It's a little bit cracked, doesn't look too bad. And our cranberries sliced. Those are showing their age just a little bit in color, but they smell awesome, and I'm sure they will still be perfectly fine. I've eaten cranberries that look a lot worse than that. They just don't have that bright and vibrant color of super fresh cranberries, like the ones in this insanely fresh 2021 dated Mill Cold Weather. I'll post that video link above me right here. That's the freshest American military ration I've ever had. Now our flameless ration heater is making a couple little sounds, but it is still cool to the touch. Unfortunately, it's looking like we're going to be eating a cold main. Let's try out these cranberries. Yeah, the color is sort of fading out. They're not bright and vibrant. They're a little bit dull. Let's see how they taste. Chewy, super sweet, also quite tangy. They have a nice little sour zing to them. Those are still pretty fantastic in my opinion. We'll take a little taste of our white wheat snack bread. Just the corner there. Man, this thing feels ridiculously dry. Like eating a weird doughy cotton. By itself, that is nearly inedible. So I think we're gonna have to give it a quick upgrade with a little bit of cheese spread with jalapenos. My absolute favorite cheese spread. And that cheese spread looks like it's still in great shape. It's nice and orange still, no darkening that I can tell. I certainly don't want to waste all this on snack bread, so I have reserved some. Now let's see if that snack bread is a little bit more tolerable. 100%. The flavor kick that that cheese spread gives will pump literally anything up. Perfect level of heat, super salty, which the snack bread actually needs. The added moisture makes the snack bread less of a choking hazard. And as far as Cheese Whiz-like products goes, that jalapeno cheese spread is really hard to beat. I am a bit thirsty now though, so let's try out our fruit punch. It's never been my favorite, but I actually think I'm liking it less than usual tonight. Nothing's wrong with it. Maybe because I use room temperature water, it's a little less satisfying than usual, but it's drinkable. I'm eyeballing this beef stick. Let's crack this greasiness open. Oh boy, that's looking dry. Dry with an extreme greasy sheen to it. Super chewy. Well salted, a little bit peppery, a little bit tangy, no spice really. This is an awesome way to provide a soldier with a super easy 8 grams of protein. I almost wish they would put these in all MREs. I'm gonna cut this up into some smaller, more easy to chew strips and adorn our wheat snack bread with them and make a really bizarro beef and cheese sandwich. This is almost like trying to make a meal out of gas station food. I can't taste the wheat snack bread anymore. The beef added a very nice chew. The predominant flavor is cheese spread. I'm gonna call that a win in my book. I think I've given the FRH about all the time I can spare. I already know that this is gonna be fairly above room temperature. It feels almost virtually the way that it did when I pulled it out of the package in the first place. But to be honest, soldiers eat the rations in this form more often than not, from what I've heard. It's pretty rare you get to sit there and actually let your FRH go to work and heat the meal for you. Usually they're just busting them open and eating them just like that, cold and solidified. Wow, this is not a pretty looking meal at all. It looks dry and chunky. The smell coming off of it is not very pungent, and I think that is due to it being cold. The aroma just hasn't been awoken from that heat. It smells like you open a can of Chef Boyardee, basically. All of your MRE items that include some kind of tomato sauce have a very similar kind of aroma to them and similar taste. So our sauce is still in solid form, and so it's a little bit crumbly. If this was heated, that would be more of a saucy texture. It has meat crumbles distributed throughout the sauce itself. That meat is a mixture of both beef and textured vegetable protein, from what I understand. The raviolis themselves come in several different sizes, and there's a pretty good distribution of ravioli to meat sauce. Let's cut a couple of these raviolis open and see what's inside. Oh boy, that is tough. All right, so that first one there does have some meat mixture inside. Cut another one. That one is also meat filled, although the meat filling seems super solid. There are a few little flecks of spices. I can see green spices inside of the ravioli filling, and there is a little bit of flaky green herb on the outside in the meat sauce as well. And let's get a big spoonful of everything here. Meat sauce and meat-filled raviolis is good. The texture is not good, but the flavor is perfectly fine. The little outside meat crumbles are dry. The pasta noodle for the ravioli is soft, but it has an odd crumbly texture, not like any noodle that you would expect. But keep in mind, all of that would be made different by heating this up. Yeah, that's not bad. It will most certainly not leave anyone thinking they've just had some amazing meal. It's a heck of a lot better than going hungry. And this is a very filling MRE main as well. All right, let's put a little bit of our meat sauce on our wheat snack bread here and have sort of a weird meatball kind of sandwich. That's okay, but not strong enough to overpower the dryness of the snack bread. Now we'll try it with a ravioli. I don't think that's gonna help, but we may be surprised. Yeah, no. If anything, that made it even less pleasant, even more dry and choking. But what I do think will be good is if we top our jalapeno cheese spread with both ravioli and meat sauce. Achievement unlocked. That is the ticket right there. Man, actually good. I did not think I was going to have anything in this menu that I would legitimately say is good. But the jalapeno cheese with the main is a great combo, and you can't taste the snack bread at all. It just becomes a convenient delivery device, which is really the way you want it to be anyway. Even though our cheese spread is a little bit spicy, a little bit of Tabasco certainly won't hurt. Healthy drip drop of Tabasco on that and finish that bite off. Oh yeah. I don't recall having jalapeno cheese spread and Tabasco in the same ration before, but those two together is bringing a very nice level of heat. I'm going to use this whole pack of Tabasco. Tabasco has a very powerful flavor. It can overtake basically anything you put it on and make it taste like Tabasco. But that addition of both Tabasco and cheese spread is certainly a win and takes what is a very lackluster main and makes it far more palatable, even being cold the way that this one is. Big spoonful there. Yep, that is definitely exceeding my expectations for this one. As I said, the last time I had this menu was in 2009, and I don't remember being that big of a fan of it, but I also don't think that I went through the trouble of mixing the items together in this way to really bring out their hidden potential. I guess about the last thing to try is our toaster pastry. It's already conveniently broke for us, so we'll get that little corner piece, give that a try. Literally couldn't be fresher tasting. Perfectly preserved, super sweet, a bit crumbly, but a nice little cinnamon taste to it. Those frosted brown sugar toaster pastries are always pretty good in my opinion, but I want to try something a little different with this one. I had this idea earlier that even though these are frosted, it could benefit from some extra frosting. So I'm going to try a little something that I never had before, and that is to make a coffee frosting essentially. So we'll open up our Coffee Instant Type 3 and dump that over here into our little side tray. I'm also going to open up our dry non-dairy creamer, add that to our little compartment, and I'm going to use just a bit of the 0-calorie sweetener because this stuff is actually more powerful than regular sugar is. To that I'm going to make a little well in it as if I was making pasta so it can hold some water, and fill that well up with a little bit of water and start incorporating this into the dry mix in hopes that it'll pull together and make some semblance of a frosting. At the moment, it's looking very questionable. I have a feeling this is going to be pretty bitter, so I might need to add some more sweetener to it. The color is just unsettling. It doesn't necessarily look like some kind of delectable treat. It did pull together a little bit though. I mean, it's a bit chunky. It definitely made some kind of coffee paste at the very least. Let's get a taste of that. It's not nearly as bitter as I thought it would be. That is something I would do again. If this would have been better with regular sugar, I don't like that artificial sweetener taste. We'll spread a little of that on our Pop-Tart here. And now we have a coffee brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart. One of the more innovative things I've done with a military ration. Awesome. It does add some bitterness, but that coffee taste is a perfect complement to the brown sugar and cinnamon. That was an obscure idea, but that is something I would actually do again given the opportunity. It adds some much needed moisture to the Pop-Tart, and you still get your little caffeine pick-me-up without having to drink a cup of hot coffee. Well, I suppose that's about it for this video. We have reached the end. That was menu number 18, beef ravioli in meat sauce from 2015. Still in great shape, and I guess there's a reason this menu has stuck around as long as it has. It's not too bad, and that's good enough for government work. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I truly appreciate it. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to help it out with the Google algorithm. If you know someone else that might enjoy this kind of content, please be sure to share it because that helps the channel grow more than anything else. Let me know what you thought about this review and this ration down in the comments. What military ration would you like to see me review next? And I will catch you guys in the next video. See you then. Peace.